All right. Welcome to Tone's Crib. It is, I don't know what day is it? January 14th,
14th.
2016. And this is our Fuck the Oscars episode.
Book the Oscars.
Yeah, you know what I hate about the Oscars is that they, oh, by the way, Tony, Gigi, Steven, um, they tend to forget about all the rest of the movies. Like aside from October, November, December, like a lot of movies came out.
Yeah.
And they tend to always forget about, like, The Revenant just came out like Christmas Day, and it has the best. They got the
Yeah,
Golden
but that
Globe
wouldn't
and-
with that no. All right, so that wouldn't go into 2016.
No, it wouldn't. No, as long as it
Oh.
was, it has to be shown in at least one theater, for it to be recommended for the Oscars that year. So that's why a lot of times things that are done straight to video, or things that are shown like a Showtime or HBO, they'll have like a special night where they show it in a theater somewhere, and then that makes it eligible for Oscars. A lot of documentaries they do that with. Documentaries is what we forgot to talk about before. So these are gonna be our picks, and I'm gonna start off
That's
with
another one.
my 10th one will be Steve Jobs. I don't. Did you see Steve Jobs?
No, not yet.
It's really good. It looks
Wait,
like
which one? The one.
that's the
where-
one with Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
The other one came out a couple of years ago. That's a lot of. They were supposed to come out at the same time, but one got the other one pushed back. It's not a. It's a good movie. The only problem that I have with it is that they put a lot of information about Steve Jobs, and they kind of fit his entire life into three. It's set around the three different product launches. Like it's set around the first Mac launch, which made him like a star. And then it was set around the launch of the Next, which was a computer he put out that failed, but it was like a tactical failure. And if you see the movie, you know what I mean by that. And then it was set around the iMac launch, which again, it made him a star again. And it's pretty much, it's set up like a play. Like everything takes place within like three different sets, and all the talking in the movie is
So
done.
everything he did, business wise, was strategically thought out. Is what you're
Well,
saying?
in the second one, it is. He brought out. See, the Next was a product that was when it was announced and when it was released. It was not really. It was too expensive for people to buy. It cost like $5,000. It was like a $5,000 computer made for students. And the thing was, they talk about how a computer magazine had written a little look, and it was an article that was supposed to be like a parody, a look into the future, and it showed the Next fail, but because Apple had no real operating system, they had to buy Steve Jobs' operating system to make the Apple run, which became the OS X or the OS 9 at the time, and that's what he was planning all along. So it came out in the parody, but that's really what he was planning, and they wound up having to bring him back into the company. And this was after it was like a whole big blow up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good movie, but I prefer the Ashton Kutcher.
The Ashton Kutcher one.
Yeah,
What was the
it's
difference between
much-
the two? I mean, other than the Steve Jobs, you said was particular times that
Yeah,
the plays.
the Steve Jobs is set up like a play.
Okay.
And as a play, you get past them not showing everything in his life. The Ashton Kutcher one is just a biopic, and it really does go deep into his relationship with the woman that had his daughter, and his relationship with his daughter, and his relationship with Steve Wozniak, which they kind of watered down in this one, but you do still get the gist of it. You know what I mean? He always I mean, Steve Wozniak was his friend, and he cared about him. But when it comes to people like Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, they're all on that spectrum. That almost autistic spectrum, where they really don't know how to have interpersonal relationships. The way everybody else does. So they act a certain way. You know what these people are like.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're a bit eccentric.
yeah, and because of that, the relationships suffer, and it's done really well. I like Seth Rogen as Steve Wozniak. He was really.
Mm-hmm.
I actually would have liked it better if Seth Rogen had played Steve Wozniak in the other movie.
The one
Ashton
with
Kutcher.
really?
Yeah. Because he does Steve Wozniak pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my ninth. Anyone?
I didn't see that one. I put down Diary of a Teenage Girl.
Oh, I love that movie.
I really like that movie.
Did you?
I have not seen it.
It's what's his name? Eric Northman from
True Blood was
True
in
Blood,
it.
yeah, he's in it.
Kristen
Kristen
Wiig is in
Wiig.
it. Let me see who else.
I think those are the only major actors in the. Oh no, and what's his name? The guy from SVU.
Something. Oh shit! I forgot his name.
No. The guy from SVU that he has the glasses. He looks like the guy who played Casey Jones in the Ninja Turtles movie.
The old comic.
No, he's not a comic, but he is funny. He's in Wet Hot American Summer. Oh, what the hell's his name?
I'm trying to get the guy's name. I know it was Alexander Skarsgård. He played the father.
Yeah.
That they were calling him by his name.
Well, wasn't he her stepfather? Or he was still her stepfather.
Because
He was her stepfather, and he was the little girl's actual father.
that's
why-
that's what she kept calling
Yeah,
him.
so when the little girl called him by his name, he would get angry because that was his daughter. I forgot what the hell his name was. He's really good. I like that guy. He's
They don't have it.
the new Call of Duty game. He played
Christopher
like a soldier.
Maloney.
Yes, Christopher Maloney.
He played Pascal. Everybody was calling him Pascal.
Yes.
He's like, call me Dad. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good movie. It's about. I think it was the 70s.
Yeah, it's basically about a 15-year-old girl growing up in San Francisco around the 70s, and she's coming into her own sexuality and stuff. It's just basically, it's funny because it takes it from a different angle. Some girls were, just curious and experimental and, trying to venture out, be, grown and shit and getting into, situations and stuff. So that's basically, and at the same time, she is a, cartoonist.
Yeah, she's like, she has like that Harry Crumb style,
Yeah, she's into, the comics and...
that whole underground comic. But she winds up having an affair with her mother's...
With her mother's boyfriend. Mm-hmm.
Which is Alexander Skarsgård. And she's like 15, 16 at the time.
She's 15, yeah. So, and it's funny because at the time, the mother... you can tell the mother is going through her I guess her version of a midlife crisis. So at the time she's not really being a mom to Minnie. Yeah. She's acting more like a friend. You know what I mean? So and I feel because the mom is going through her stuff. You know what I mean? And it's funny because some girls experience this growing up. When they're kind of somewhere close in age or somewhere half age or whatever,
right.
they get competitive
Yes.
with their daughters and stuff. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
What do you mean competitive with the daughters?
There's a part in the movie where the mother is telling Minnie, because Minnie is not all right. Yeah, she's coming into her sexuality, but
That's
Minnie's
the
not
daughter?
that's the daughter. Yeah,
Yeah,
Minnie.
yeah.
And Minnie's not the type of girl that Minnie's not showy. You know how you see some girls who are very sexually clad. You know what I mean? I guess to make themselves feel like adult. Minnie is just her regular self, but she just has these feelings inside. So she's very and plain. The mother's like, oh, you should wear dresses. You should.
Yeah.
When I was your age, I had a body. Making comparisons and stuff like that. And then when the boyfriend comes around, she starts noticing that Minnie's a young girl and she's developing and stuff like that. She sees that the boyfriend, is looking at her differently and stuff like that, and the mother's feeling which way behind it. So it's a
good movie.
and that's just one. It's not the movie's not solely based on that. There's a lot of other things that happen, but that's one of the layers of the character.
The guy?
No.
The one that she winds up with is Eric from True Blood.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. It's this dude. Yeah, because the and it's the boyfriend is like the mother's boyfriend. Clearly he's going through midlife crisis. You have to see it because somebody by telling somebody else, they're gonna be like, oh, that's.
It sounds terrible.
It sounds horrible. Yeah, it sounds really horrible.
It sounds terrible.
But I mean, that's the reality shit.
And you gotta remember,
it's truthful. It happens like that.
It's 1970s San Francisco, right in the Castro district, the hills and everything, and.
It's not even. It wasn't even so much. It wasn't.
Drugs,
Yeah. It was just it was just the era. I mean, it was in San Francisco, but it's just the level of open mindedness, and you know what I mean. And that's something that people forget. I I just the reason I like it is because we live in a society that you should be like this, you should be like that, and stuff like this and that happens in the movie is stuff that happens. It is just part of life because there's it is what it is. But it's not like I don't know. I like it because it takes it outside of like the stereotypical cookie cutter. You should be like this. You should be like that. La, 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 la. It's very realistic, and to me, growing up in New York, it was very relatable. So that's why I liked it.
My pick, like for number 10 or number 9, like
whatever.
What do you got?
Favorite out of all of them, I would say Beast of No Nation. It's basically about this kid that was growing up in it's not Nigeria. I'm not sure I forget what country it is in Africa, but he's as a little kid, so it shows him doing what little kids do, playing and stuff, and then something happens like the Civil War, and he kind of gets not drafted, but he gets forced into being like a child soldier.
Yeah.
And it shows like from him as just a kid, with no cares, just playing around, and then having to fight and all that stuff. So
that's not the one with Idris.
Idris Elba.
Oh, I heard that it was really good.
Yeah,
I gotta write that down and check it out.
It's funny because every time I go to watch it, I'm like,
no, it's good.
It's just one. It's just a movie.
Oh, you feel like it's
not
gonna be
like
too heavy?
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah. I thought it was a whole series. That's why I didn't.
No, it's good.
Before I get invested, I gotta like watch all the other series that I missed.
That's what I thought. Too. Yeah. But it's like a hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
But it's good. It's real good.
They were saying that the kid that acted the main character is really good. Like, he's really like when it comes to like being emotional and stuff. Yeah, he's supposed to be really, really good.
Him and there's one kid that becomes his best friend, and
okay,
that like they're real good.
There's another movie that's kind of like that. Did you see it? It's called The Good Lie with Reese Witherspoon. No, it's really good. It's kind of the same thing, but it's 3 kids. It's 2 boys and a girl, and what happens is like their parents are killed, and they have to escape their country because it's in the middle of civil war. And when they escape where their tribe is, just like 10 of them. And by the time they get to the refugee camp, there's only 3 of them left, and they like swear to take care of each other, and they wind up getting sent to America. And when they get sent to America, like all the shit that happens when you get over here, like one of them becomes like an addict, and they take the girl and put her with a family, and she winds up separated from all of them. It's a really good movie called The Good Lie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They come out this year?
Yeah, it was on. There was I didn't come out like in the beginning of the year, like right in the beginning of the year. But that's not one of my picks. I'm saying it sounds like a lot like that.
Yeah, this one is good because like for kids, like you wouldn't expect that kind of emotional, portrayal, but
that's something the way they take them kids and they make them into soldiers, but they're little kids.
It's disturbing when you see those movies and they get so realistic. Because I remember when I was watching City of God, like I had to pause. I'm like, wait a minute, is this a fucking movie? Because the kids were so reactionary.
Yeah.
I was like, I was feeling bad for them. So yeah, I know what you mean by like you get all weirded out and shit.
Yeah. My number 9 is Ant-Man. I like it. It's at this point I'm all in with the Marvel movies, and Ant-Man was like a nice surprise because it's a throwaway character that nobody really thinks about, and they took it and made it into a really good like caper movie, like an Ocean's 11 type thing. It was really good. It was well done because like earlier the Avengers, that second Avengers movie came out, it was terrible. It wasn't good. The Ant-Man movie was way better. It was funnier, it had better action. You cared more about the characters. And I remember, like, they've been working on that movie for a while. Like, originally it was an Edgar Wright movie. It was supposed to be like Simon Pegg, and it's gone through so many changes, and nobody expected anything from it. And it was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm not a fan of those kind of movies.
Yeah, I love them. I'm all in.
But it was alright. It's like the Avengers. It's not a comedy, but there's some funny.
Yeah, they're
moments
throwing a lot
in
of
it,
little. Yeah,
But it
that second Avengers movie, I couldn't. It was like the Captain America ones are great. The
yeah,
first
Captain
one, the
America.
second one,
The
but then
second one wasn't that.
the second one is the good one. That's the one, Winter Soldier.
I like the first one.
Alright.
better.
All right.
And anything with what's her name in it is good.
Anything with who?
Scarlett.
Scarlett Johansson.
Did you see the one where she's an alien and she takes people's skins?
No, I saw
That was
Lucy.
like
Lucy's good.
Yeah, Lucy's good. You saw that one, right?
Lucy's the one with the drugs.
No, not Lucy.
Yeah, yeah.
Under the Skin.
No, I didn't. Under the Skin is like you said that she's like
She's
an alien, and she has to have sex to get people's like whatever.
Well, she takes people and she kind of. They don't actually show her having sex on these. Like she takes people and she brings them somewhere, and the thing is they're supposed to have sex with her, but once they get to where they're going, all you really see is like this weird, artsy visual thing, and it's like they're in the room and then they get in water and then they get covered by. It's really really odd the way it looks, but it's a movie that once you start watching it, you're gonna finish it.
Is that how she feeds or? What?
Yeah, well,
okay.
I guess I don't know.
It doesn't
very-
say what
no.
exactly. It's not like remember that movie with Jennifer's Body where she was like a succubus.
Yes, yeah. No, it's not like that.
Okay,
No, it's
that's
not
why
like
I was like.
They never really tell you what she's doing. Like it's never explained what she's doing or anything. Yeah, it's just weird. But it's.
No, I saw the one with the drugs, with the super drugs.
Yeah, that
she
was
became
good.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
Though the end was very spacey because she turned into like a glob or something.
They're supposed to be doing another one.
Of Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Which is the one they say it's called In Her Skin or In the Skin?
And under the skin
No,
or
under-
skin, something like that. Yeah.
Because there's one with Antonio Banderas. Have you seen that one? That was so bizarre.
That's
That's In the Skin.
Yeah, I think so. Where he's like a plastic surgeon.
He's a plastic surgeon, and he takes somebody that raped his daughter and turns him into a woman or some shit like that.
Caitlyn Jenner.
So silly. Yeah.
All right.
So and that one is what, in the skin, under the skin.
I think it's in the skin. I'm probably completely fucking wrong.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas one. What's that one called?
I think it's called under.
One of them is in the skin and one of them is under the skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It might be under the skin for the Antonio Banderas.
Under the Skin is the one with Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, under the skin, and then in the skin.
In the skin.
And you should be.
Interesting. Have you seen in the news that they it was in the Daily News this he's a doctor, some surgeon or something. He
That's new in Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He gave this girl morphine and then he
Wait,
jerked
whoa,
off on the
I
face.
missed this. Repeat that again. What did you just say?
This doctor, he put this girl under, or he gave her morphine or something, so she couldn't
Allegedly.
move. Yeah, allegedly. And while she was under, he jacked off in the face.
And how did she woke? How did she know? Was this videotaped? Did she wake up? Did he clean her up afterwards? Like what happened?
Maybe extra crispy or something.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like he missed the spot, and she was like, "What's this?" Ah! Like what? Like what happened? I'm sorry, that's
Did they
fucked up.
clean
But
me with-
I'm being.
Did they clean me with bleach? No, you know what's a
They use a Lysol sandy wipe.
you know what's a really funny
No,
story. From
wait a minute. But
last
how she find
I
out?
don't know because I
It's
I
weird.
didn't read the whole thing. I just read that part. I was like, this can't be real.
week? Is this for real?
When did this happen? This is a true story
Yeah.
This is on the news
Daily
today.
News
Yeah. There's a news story today.
on the Daily News or some shit.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Everywhere. Yeah.
In the Bronx, this happened.
No, Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
That's the one that's up there.
Like,
by-
There's a bunch of them because they
160.
bought out Beth Israel. So now we don't know which
Oh.
location and shit. And they also bought out New York Presbyterian Hospital.
My favorite story from last week was, did you hear about the people that worked in the restaurant that they thought they won Powerball?
Oh yeah.
But they were getting the numbers from the previous drawing. So for like 10 minutes, they all believed they won Powerball at work. They must have been like, I fucking quit.
Yeah, this one
Oh.
This one guy said, I'm out of here.
Really?
Imagine.
I think he was a valet or something.
Imagine all the shit that
He
gets
was
said.
in a ballet, you said?
No, he was a valet.
Oh, I was like, you said he was in a ballet. Like,
Be like, get your own fucking car.
right?
Or drive the car out and smash it. There you go. You know somebody messed up somewhere. Because
Oh, that's so heartbreaking to find out
'cause
afterwards.
They were in the pool, and I think one person like picked the number from the previous.
from the previous drawing, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what the power in this, and I looked at because I had bought 2 tickets for it. Don't do quick pick, they say, because quick pick doesn't really randomize your numbers. It'll give you like 57 and 58, and the drawing is never like that. It's never that close.
One of them they're like consecutive numbers.
Like one of my tickets has like 27, 28, and then it
Yeah.
has 57, 58. I'm like, that never happens. You know what I mean?
One of the drawings that was consecutive numbers.
Oh, man.
Which one?
Is not last week, the week before or something.
For Powerball, Mega, or
Yeah.
just in Lotto
just
in general?
but
3 people won the
Powerball,
the jackpot.
The Powerball, it was like 16, 17, and then.
We're like,
It wasn't us.
money. It wasn't us. Like, it wasn't. Yeah.
It's like wah, wah.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? You're next.
Who, me? Oh.
You.
I liked The Martian.
Ah,
That was a good one. Did you see The Martian?
I saw it.
You sure?
That's my
Okay.
number 4.
You know, I it was good, but I like the one that the other George Clooney did with what's her name?
Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock. I like that one.
That's a different kind of.
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I
But
to this
The
day,
Martian was good.
I wish I'd seen that on IMAX.
I was, you know what's so funny? Like
What,
the
The Martian?
Sandra Bullock
the
one,
Sandra
she was
Bullock.
fighting like personal issues.
Yeah, yeah.
This one, it was just like, holy shit, I'm stuck. I ain't staying this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep it moving.
It was like whatever obstacle was put in front of him, he was like,
The other one was floating around in space, like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I should still be living. I don't know. Well, because she was floating around in space. I'm just doing the whole floating in space thing.
Yeah, but she was like, should I quit? He was
Yeah.
like, she was like, I'm gonna grow.
He goes, I'm gonna grow potatoes
I'ma grow
here.
my
I'm
shit
gonna do
potatoes."
this. I'm gonna science the fuck out of this shit.
He blew up and kept doing stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really. And then when he goes to speech at the end, he tells them, you know,
You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving.
Keep going.
Yeah, it's
pushing.
problem solving one after the next after the next after the next.
No, it's survival.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love that.
But
movie.
I like Sandra Bullock's because you know something. It's hard to survive when you're carrying mental baggage. Because that's what she was. That's why she felt the way she felt. Because that's why her ass wanted to go all the way up in into space because her daughter had died, and you know she was feeling which way about it. Almost like to the point that she almost didn't want to live.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's for some people.
What's his name? They show him like for a couple of seconds, and then, you know, when his potato farm blows up, you know, for a couple of seconds he's like,
no, but he don't give up. He just
Yeah,
He
pissed.
doesn't. Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying this woman was contemplating, like, you know what
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean?
she was like-
There was things.
well,
I mean, both stories are good. You know,
realistically, she wouldn't have made it.
no, probably not.
Yeah, but you still gotta push through. You gotta try.
Yeah.
No. But I'm saying like
I like George Clooney in that movie because
Yeah.
he's just like,
And it's funny because he literally like sent himself to die. He was
Yeah,
just
he was
like,
like,
nah, it's okay. I've been up here like 96 times. Go ahead.
yeah, this is
But
what we gotta do.
When I'm saying like realistically, the Matt Damon, because
Well, Matt Damon's situation is all. We don't even know if that could actually.
well, no, I mean, but realistically,
He was lucky that it was the botan. They were lucky it was the botanist that got stuck up there because anybody else would have been like,
Word, my ass would have been like.
I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to make shit potatoes, or none of that stuff. They would have all been screwed.
Can you even get Google up there?
You can't get shit.
I would have been like, Google, help.
It would have been disco music and
Word, I would have been discoing until I die. I would like
fuck that. All right.
eating all the rations and shit.
Next, I would have been like, dude, the rations like in a week. It's fucking boring up here on Mars. We're just eating rations.
Star Wars, Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's my number 3.
This number 3.
That's my number 3. Yeah.
So talk a bit about it.
We're going from.
Sorry, it doesn't
We're just
matter.
jumping around.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I liked it because it felt like it was a part 4, like it was a part of the first 3,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be,
Like if you had to put them in order,
Yeah, yeah.
you would just stick that one in between after 3.
No. It just felt like it was like it wasn't an addition. Like the prequels, it felt like they were tacked on to the story.
Well, I was last night. When I was talking to you, I was listening to Patton Oswalt talk about Star Wars movies, and I asked him what he thought of it. And he said that the first 3, I'm gonna try to remember. He said the first 3 movies were like, whores and cocaine. You know what I mean? Like you're partying hard, and then the prequels are like politics and it get boring and slow. And these movies are like you just got a divorce and you're back to whores and cocaine. And he was like, it's really and it was really really good.
It just made me think of the Powerball dude. What was
Yeah,
the dude
no,
with?
whores and cocaine.
Whores and cocaine. She was like, whoa. She took the mic back.
That's an honest answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does. It feels it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prequels were look. The prequel movies, a lot of people shit on them.
They were good.
I don't hate
them.
the prequels, but they were slow and it was drudging, and they tried to explain way too much because they tried to explain all the shit was going on, but they were afraid to say things like virgin birth and stuff like that. So they worked around it. You know what I mean? And this movie is they just put it all out there. It's like fuck it, there you go. Here goes giant monsters chasing people and little tongue-in-cheek things here and there. It was fucking awesome. I love that new Star Wars movie. I want to go see it again.
Yeah, because the prequels, I think I've seen them once.
I've seen them a couple of times just because, I have a little kid at the time. You know what I mean? So I had to watch them ad nausea.
What, the prequels?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? In the prequel movies, he's only in it for like a minute, but when they drop off Luke Skywalker as a baby to Uncle, I think it's Uncle Ben. It's this guy from The Gift, the Joel Edgerton, the one who wrote The Gift, and he wrote Warrior.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's.
You mean the actor that was?
Yeah. He's an actor. And he's a writer. He's a really good writer in Hollywood, and it's him playing Uncle Uncle Owen. That's
the guy
what it's
that
called.
was in Black Mass.
Was he in Black? I still haven't seen Black Mass. I gotta watch that movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
Yeah,
I still
How
haven't
did
seen
I forget? Let me put that shit down.
Number 2.
It's good.
Well, you know what's so funny? I saw, speaking about the same guy, I saw The Gift and I saw
Gift
Black
is
Mass.
Such a fucking good movie.
The Gift was really good.
Yeah.
That is a really good revenge movie if you want to see one.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but I saw like parts of it.
The ending of
Of
that
the what?
movie.
The Gift?
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to go see it.
No,
good.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but like I saw the ending.
It doesn't matter. You need to
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
beginning because that shit.
What he
that-
does, it's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's good. You know what? And
But does he? He doesn't.
There's no definitive answer. So
He-
that's the whole point.
that's the gift.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Well, and you know what's so good about the movie is that in the beginning you're thinking that the guy, what's his name?
Silver Spoon's kid?
No, not you call it. You think that what's the guy's the gift names guy?
Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton.
Edgerton, yeah.
Yeah, him. Well, Joel. Okay, let's call him Joel. You think in the beginning that Joel is a really menacing character. Something's wrong with him. You know what I mean? And then it's so funny because
he's not the
you're
bad
thinking,
guy.
yeah, you're thinking like he's the bad guy, and then Jason Bateman is like, it's just like, wait a minute, what's going? And then all of a sudden, everything, switches, and you see it for what it is. So it's really interesting. So yeah, you should need to see it from the beginning because you think like, oh, Jason Bateman's character's poor guy, and this, you find out he's a.
The movie is the visual representation of Aikido, basically. He's like, you got a guy that's an asshole who's push, and you just let him push, and I'm gonna go along with it. It is so fucking good, that movie.
That was good.
Yeah, I love
Now,
the way
and
they
I
did
saw
that.
Black Mass. You saw Black Mass, right? Did you like it?
I like the acting.
Yeah.
Did Johnny Depp pull you out of it? Because that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like Johnny Depp pulling you out. He was good.
He was good.
Yeah, I'll give Johnny Depp that much because normally
I like Johnny Depp. The only thing is he does certain things that are like in Blow, like that weird pillow punch that he has. It just pulls you out. It's like, come on, man.
Well, he has it in Black. He has it in Black Mass
he
too.
does it in Black Mass. Yeah, he always does that. Though.
Let me explain
in,
something to you. And this one, because you know something, people don't like Johnny Depp because
I like Johnny Depp.
People say that he's the same in every movie.
No, he's not.
He does like because they look at him from Jack Sparrow. He's not Jack Sparrow. No. He was really good. Have you seen? You saw From Hell? Did you see From Hell?
Yeah.
I
saw parts of it.
Okay, From Hell. He was totally like I followed it. Like he did not take me out. Like he played the part according to how I believe how he was playing it.
No, sometimes he does it really, but sometimes he'll pull you out of a movie.
No, and Black Mass. I feel like it was the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, the story wasn't that great. It wasn't like really that great, but I thought the acting was good.
There's a really good documentary about that with Chasing Whitey Bulger or something. It's really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, he was an informant. He was an informant for the FBI, but he was also an informant for the CIA or some shit like that. He was a double informant.
Yojimbo. He was playing Yojimbo for real. I know when they found him, like in his walls, he had like shit inside of his walls, money and stuff.
That I don't know. They say at the end of the movie what they do with him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, Kema.
Next.
What else?
Your turn. You? Oh, me? It Follows.
I saw that.
Did you love that movie. You didn't see It Follows? It's a horror movie, but it's done in a way that you can't really tell when it takes place. Like it could be now or it could be the 70s or the 80s.
Wait a minute, is that the one where the guy has the camera and?
No. It's a bunch of kids.
We're thinking that it doesn't take place in the current times, but she does because she's on the beach talking to somebody on her cell phone. In the beginning, think about it. In the beginning of the movie, the first, you see the girl, whatever, and then the girl's on the beach. She's like, "I'm so sorry." Like you see her running out of her house. She gets into the car and she drives off. She drives all the way out, and she's like in the middle of the beach. Like she's sitting on the sand, and she's like hovering over, and she's calling her dad, really saying, "Look, I'm so sorry. I just want to tell you that I love you. This and this and that." And next thing you know, the thing that was chasing her, you see her leg bent over. She's all fucked up.
It's about these kids that there's a curse, and basically the curse is like there's a thing that'll follow you, and if it gets you, it'll kill you. And the only way to get rid of the curse is to have sex with someone, and that person you have sex with, the curse transfers to them. But the thing is, once
you said it's like AIDS.
Well, it is like an allegory for sexually transmitted diseases. But the thing about that is, like, say you have sex with someone, you pass it to them. Once whatever it is catches that person and kills them, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, and then what kills you? It could be somebody from your past. It could be like a random. It could look like anybody. And the thing is that
it doesn't chase you. It just walks calmly right up to you. Like it'll follow you wherever you go. But it doesn't chase you. Nope. Or no, it just slowly walks.
It's just very creepy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really, really good movie, and it's like it had to cost nothing to make because they use it looks like old film stock and like the way it's shot in that old 80s style, and you don't know any of the actors. It's a really good movie. I hope they do another one. I would love to see how they continue that.
What is it called?
It Follows.
Yeah.
There's more to it. Like the girl's like, really to the point that the girl she just randomly has sex with somebody to kind of like pass it over to them. But the thing is, something if once that curse gets that person she passed it on to, if that person doesn't pass it on to somebody else, after it dies, it's gonna go back to her.
Yeah. It's a ladder. It's gonna get back to you eventually. Mm-hmm. The thing is, how many people can you pass? Can you pass it along to before it gets back to you? And you never know when it's your time. It's not like it warns you.
Nope.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
You just know because all of a sudden this is like a creepy person just walking slow as fuck after your ass. You're like, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah, of course.
Okie dokie. Joy. I put down Joy as one of them.
Joy.
It's probably not gonna get a lot of attention or whatever.
So was it
but I
nominated
liked
for
it.
anything?
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't. No, yeah.
Did it get
not in the
Hateful Eight got fucking nominated for almost nothing. I think.
Really?
Think screenplay. I think that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how, but
what's her name? She won.
oh, she did.
Yeah.
Who won it? Who won what?
Jennifer, what's her name?
Lawrence?
But did she win for that, or did she win for Mockingjay?
No, I think for Joy.
Let me see. Do I get?
She won what is that, Golden Globe?
Okay. I was surprised that they gave it to Leonardo DiCaprio, because The Revenant is really, really good, but it's not a movie like you kind of forget about it after you watch it.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't stick with you.
Well, he got it for Best Actor, right?
Yeah. That might have been
Carol.
a makeup.
Has anybody seen Carol or heard anything about that movie, Carol?
Yeah, it's about a woman that's married that falls in love with
Falls
a woman
in-
she meets. She falls Kate Mara. She meets in the store.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's the one with Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett and
Okay.
Kate Mara.
I heard it's a really good story.
supposed to be good.
Yeah. Okay, that one.
It's no Danish Girl. I still haven't seen that movie either.
Oh,
I think she got Best.
who? Best actor, best actress in the drama. That's not her.
No.
Best
I know she
supporting
won
actor,
something.
best supporting actress, best animated.
She was good. I
movie.
like Joy. She was good in Joy. You saw Joy, right? It was good. I didn't know it was about that woman or anything. I had going into the movie, I hadn't paid attention to any of the advertising. I really didn't know what the movie was about. I just knew, that Robert De Niro was in it, and there was a wedding thing, which I didn't actually see in the movie.
I think they took that out.
Yeah, I didn't. A lot of stuff that was in the commercial
wedding,
wasn't
the
in the
actual
movie.
wedding?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, basically, there's a scene that they show in the trailer where they're like, it's a wedding scene,
Yeah.
and I guess it's around the time where Joy married her husband, and Robert De Niro says, "I don't see this lasting very long," or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, and she's like, "Dad," but they didn't show that in the movie.
No, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Me.
Yeah.
I pick Rubber Kings. Rubber.
Was that this year?
Yeah. It was earlier this year, like
That was good.
yeah.
That was really
It's
good.
it's a documentary about the gangs in the 70s and the 60s and 70s
In the Bronx.
in
it was
in the Bronx, and how they formed and how they kind of got broken up, and it's pretty good.
They kind of shaped like the hip hop, like the
Well-
beginnings of hip hop started with them breaking up. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Because back then it was like it was they had the black gangs and then they had the Hispanic gangs.
Well, hip hop really started with the formation of the gangs, I guess.
yeah, because they would have like the street parties, like
The street parties. But
yeah.
what it was they couldn't travel
Yeah.
to different parts. But I mean, it didn't really give the whole story because they showed the black spades.
No, but they were showing how like towards the end when they were making truces with everyone, the parties that wound up like giving birth to the whole hip hop movement were the parties where it was like really the gangs coming together, because it at the time was you couldn't have, and it's funny because when we were little it was like the end of that. It was like right at the end of that. And you would remember it here, like across the bridge, it was like on this side of the bridge, it was mostly black people, and then the other side of the bridge was like all the Spanish people. And the thing was like, if you were in the black side, you couldn't go out with the Spanish girls, and if you were Spanish, you couldn't go out with the black guys. Like they were literally killing people for being in the wrong neighborhood. And when they started having those parties, that's when people started basically, everybody started mixing up and getting together and stuff like that. Yeah, you were too small, but that's when it started. Like everybody started going out with everybody else.
That thing was in '73.
You said that what?
they had
truce?
a truce.
Yeah.
Where all the gangs came together and they sort of agreed not to.
Like in the
Because they were
movie.
just fucking killing people all over. It was crazy. Yeah.
Like in the Warriors.
Kind of. Well, Warriors. Yeah, Warriors is kind of.
It's based on.
Yeah.
Basically, that kind of violence.
Yeah.
Really existed because my teacher, like he, you know.
It was like that. I remember
Yeah.
it was you couldn't go to certain. It was like you can go, you can go to Webster and Stratford and Morrison, but you couldn't go to this block and this block because these people. And it was like, Jesus Christ, how am I supposed to walk to the train? I gotta. This is fucking ridiculous. And I can't talk to this person because this person lives here. And it was stupid, but that shit passed. It did. It passed.
Yes, it's
But when it passed, that's when you got like the birth of hip hop. That's when people started getting together for the express.
for the party.
Yeah, the block parties were for the express reason of getting everybody together in one place to say, look, we can hang out and do shit without,
We
Yeah.
could battle it out,
Yeah.
rap style.
That's what it was, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And all of the clothes and everything, that was like, the denim jackets and all that shit was like the gang gear.
Yeah.
And that there's a documentary on Netflix. It's really good. It's Fresh Pressed. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I was watching.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's about how hip hop and fashion always, seem to go hand in hand, and how hip hop has really become a power in because at first it was fashion was selling. First of all, it was hip hop was co-opting fashion, which it was basically co-opting a lot of expensive, quote unquote white fashion. You know what I mean? Like the polo and
Taking
all the
it and then
clothes.
remixing
Well, yeah,
it and making it their
making
own
it
because
their
we
own.
had like the baggy Nautica. Everything was baggy.
Yeah.
Like you had like the Nautica,
So,
the polo.
yes,
it was
and-
very
and
popular.
making it cool.
Yeah,
Making
and
it
then,
cool, yeah.
basically, yeah. And then it was funny because at first the fashion people were like, we don't want them wearing our clothes. And then when they saw how much they were spending on their clothes, it became,
Like sure,
now we want their clothes.
Yeah, now
and
we
then
want.
at that point, the people who were actually in the hip hop industry were like, just fuck that. We can make our own clothes and sell to people on our own. And that's where you come up with like the FUBU and the.
That was real smart.
Sean
You saw what
yeah.
LL Cool J did with the Gap FUBU thing.
That was
That was
awesome.
hilarious.
Yeah, give it to him. That was good.
Yeah.
Like you always hear like people like to say like in Japan they sort of have a high reverence for it.
Yeah. Japan's weird though.
Yeah, and Korea too. Like if you
They like stuff that's because it's different from their culture.
But they embrace, but they
Yeah,
embrace
they really-
no
themes.
but they
you know.
No, they really like.
really-
I've taken classes like African like dance
Yeah.
classes, and it's amazing how like not for nothing Japanese people really love it. They love the urban culture. They love all that stuff. They love hip hop dancing.
Yeah, the last one I
Yeah.
had heard, I think there was something about it on Vice
like
where
hip-hop
it was a
music.
Brooklyn thing. Like the Japanese kids are running around wearing Brooklyn stuff that says Brooklyn and hats that say Brooklyn.
in Korea too.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
I mean, people do that all over the world. So I mean,
yeah. And it's nice to see where it all comes from. Oh, okay. Mine's Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl.
I have that done too.
That's such a
That
good
was
movie,
a good
right?
movie.
Did you see that
yeah.
one? I watched that
No.
movie. It's really, really good. It's about
I probably have seen it. You just gotta.
no, you would remember it if you saw it.
Yeah.
It's a kid, his friend, and what happens is the mother has a friend who her daughter's dying, so her mother sets her son up to go and meet this girl so that they can be friends and he could help her out. And is Christopher Maloney in this? No, it's not Christopher Maloney. It's the comedian. What's his name? I love that guy. Nick Offerman is the father, and
Names.
anyway, he winds up becoming friends with this girl over like a school year and helping her out. It's a really, really good movie, and it's kind of quirky.
Does
It's
she
got that
dying?
West. Yeah, she has cancer.
She has cancer.
It's got that
she's
West.
not-
That Wes
she's
Anderson
dying.
feel to it.
Yeah, she's dying.
It's really good, and it's very like the kids are like really artistic and stuff. Like they do little things here and there. Like he makes parody movies of real movies with his friend. So if there's like a movie out that's like a big movie, he'll make like instead of There Will Be Blood, he puts There Will Be Mud or something like that, and they'll make like a little movie about it.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I love that movie. Me
Which is
Early.
the Nick Offerman.
Nick
Yeah.
Offerman is the father, yeah. And then the teacher that really looks into them, he like really helps them out is the guy that played Shane in Walking Dead. He's the Punisher now.
Nick Offerman was.
He's a comedian. He
Yeah,
was the
he's,
boss in 21 Jump Street.
I don't remember him as an.
Yeah, in 21 Jump Street, he was like, "Did you fire your gun off in the park?"
he was in a cop show, like a cop comedy thing too, right?
He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's
A
in a lot
lot
of
of stuff. He's funny. He's real fucking funny. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Did you see There Will Be Blood?
Is that the one with
I Drank Your Milkshake.
I Drank Your
Yeah.
Milkshake?
I
Yeah,
Drank Your
him.
Milkshake. Yeah, that's a good movie.
That was.
I put a straw in my milkshake and a long straw in your milkshake. I was like, basically, just so I stole your oil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. That movie's awesome. What do you have?
Me, I have
Yes, ma'am.
Anomalisa.
Still haven't seen it.
I enjoyed it. It's a what you call it? It's a stop animation type of film.
Stop motion. Yeah.
Stop motion film. So I mean, it looks so good you forget you're watching like Muppets cartoons and stuff like that. Puppets.
Wow.
It's about, I mean, it's a short movie. It's only like about an hour and a half long. It's about this man. I guess he's going through a midlife crisis, and I'm still trying to figure this out because there's only 3 characters that do the voices. So you have the main guy,
David Doulis.
him, and then you have Jennifer Jason Leigh
Okay.
doing Lisa, and then you have, I forgot the other guy. He does all the other voices.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if the reason why they had the third actor do all the voices was because because he's kind of like tired and bored of his life. So I was
Okay.
wondering if they just gelled all the voices of all the other characters because in his head everybody just sounds the same.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know what I mean, because that adds to the mood of the movie.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you see, like it's so funny because these are puppets, but yet they're very like it plays out the story very well.
yeah, the reviews
Yeah.
of the story are that it's done so well that you forget. the
Correct.
characters.
Yeah. Tim Noonan. He does everybody else's voice. So it's David Thewlis, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Tom Noonan, who does the voices for everybody.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
was like, that's pretty interesting that they did the third person just to do everybody's voices the same.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, when you're bored and miserable, everything, you know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
you're there, but you're not really paying attention.
You Snoopy voice everybody.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay.
That
cool.
that was stop.
Oh, and there's a sex scene
Yeah,
too.
stop
It's a very
motion.
very realistic sex scene, and like the nudity in it is very. That's what I was just like. I'm watching puppets. Like
When I saw the preview to it, I thought it was animation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stop motion. Yeah.
Stop
yeah,
motion.
Stop motion. Claymation. Remember, they used to do all the
Davey
claymation
and Goliath.
movies. Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was
Gumby.
awesome. Yeah.
Gumby.
They used to give one at night. Moral Oral. It was like Davy and Goliath, but it was like fucking sick. They had like pedophiles and drug.
Oh yeah.
dealers and stuff.
On-
Yeah, it's
was
really
that,
fun.
I
Adult
missed
Swim.
that.
Yeah, it's on Adult Swim. It's really good. All right.
I would have to say what are we? What number are we on?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Just
Concussion.
Oh yeah, that's good.
the Will Smith one.
Yeah. I think
I gotta put that down on the list. Okay.
it is like he's each movie he does he gets better.
Yeah.
Like,
Who?
Will Smith.
It looks like he's.
Yeah.
And that movie, it looks like he's on the
I'm saying,
verge
like,
of crying.
To me,
You know
he's
what's
not,
so
like,
funny when
he's
he
not
when
a
he
great
does
actor,
when he
but-
does movies like Focus, like those movies where I don't like him, but I do like him when he's playing other people. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
liked him in Ali. I've seen like snippets of him in this movie in Concussion.
he's
He
good.
seems like. But for some reason, when
it's
I don't
really good.
like him when he plays him. Like, nah, I don't like him.
That's
when he
really
plays
good. I
himself.
was like, yeah, you tell him African Will Smith. You know what's funny? The only thing I could think of through the whole movie was, remember, there was a whole bunch of things like phone calls where somebody kept calling an African guy and making him say the beginning of Will Smith. You know, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Did you ever see that? Like it's a
Yeah,
thing where they
yeah.
send letters, and the African guy would read the letters, and he would read the letters on what is it, West Philadelphia, born and raised, and it's like they would do it like every week, and he would just read it, like not realizing that he was doing that. Yeah, it's fucking funny. That's all I could think of because it took place in Philly, and it's Will Smith doing African guy.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. It's a good movie though. You don't have to know anything about football. You just got to know that.
I didn't know very much about football when I saw Any Given Sunday, and I was able to follow.
Any Given Sunday is the shit.
I like that movie.
To this
I
day.
still like that at that part at the end where Al Pacino gives like the team the speech. I'm like, yeah. It's like this like
Lawrence Taylor
very
should have
exciting.
been. I think if Lawrence Taylor would have made more movies, he'd have got a fucking Oscar because Lawrence Taylor is awesome in that movie.
Was he on crack like during that time?
Yeah,
He was on crack that time.
Yeah, and Lawrence Taylor also remember in Hell, that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where Jean-Claude Van Damme's in jail, and it's funny because it's not a typical Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's not like he beats everybody up. No, he's in a jail and it's fucked up, and they put him in a cell with Lawrence Taylor, who everybody's afraid of because he doesn't talk. And the thing is, he just doesn't talk because he wants to be left alone. But people think it's because he's crazy and all this shit. It's a really, really good movie. It's an old movie. It's In Hell, not From Hell.
Okay, From Hell was good too.
Yeah. But In Hell, it's one of those surprising. Like there's a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme called JVCD where he plays himself.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. But this movie In Hell is probably his best movie, period. And it's nothing like any of his other movies. Like he gets set up for killing his wife, and there's no like I'm gonna prove myself, none of that shit.
He just does his time.
He goes to jail and he does his fucking time, and it's hard time. Yeah, it's really fucking good movie.
There's a movie with the fuck is it guy's name where he there's a home there's a home intruder. Somebody comes in his house and he goes downstairs with a bat and he hits the guy in the head with a bat, but he's outside, so he kills the guy outside, and then he gets sent to jail. Val Kilmer's in it, and it's the guy from Blade, the
What's his name?
no the white guy.
Steven Dorff.
Steven Dorff. It's called something.
It sounds
called,
familiar.
Felon.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
What's
yeah.
it called?
Felon.
Yeah, I saw that one. Val Kilmer's in jail.
Yeah.
And that's a really good movie. Like I remember there's a part where he has to fight somebody.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't want to do it, but they're like, you got to kill him. Like they give him a shank and they're like, you have to, because if you don't, he's not gonna stop. That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
He was in Steven Dorff has a movie called I think it's called American Hero.
Oh yeah,
It just came out.
Yeah,
It's a found footage movie, and it's Steven Dorff, and he
like
basically he lives in New Orleans. It's not really a comedy. He has superpowers, but he's just a regular guy. Like he likes to take his drugs and fuck around and party, and he doesn't really give a shit about anybody. And it's about him basically like finding his way and becoming like a hero. It's a really, really good movie.
It's called what?
American Hero. Yeah, it's new. It's pretty new. It came out maybe a month or two ago. It's a really good movie. It's a found footage movie. It ends, and the ending leaves it really open. Like they could make it a sequel, or they can make it to like a TV show. It will be really good. It's Steven Dorff and what's the name of the Eddie Griffin is his friend. And is his friend in a wheelchair because he went off to war and came back in a wheelchair, and Steven Dorff takes care of him, and it's a good movie. It's a really, really good movie. I recommend it a lot.
Sounds like it's interesting.
Yeah, it's done really well.
Yeah, he has Steven Dorff. He has some movies that are good and some movies.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
that's what I
Steven
say,
Dorff
yeah.
is like the poor man's Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
He's like Ethan Hawke without the awards. He does good stuff, but it's all indie stuff, Poor Steven Dorff. Okay, what do we have?
Oh, and that South African girl is in Concussion.
Yeah.
She has a messed up name, but she's
in Mbuntu.
Googie something.
Yeah, I like her. She's cute. Cool. My next one is Dope. Do you remember Dope?
Yes, I do.
Dope is such. It's a good movie. Dope is a really good about a kid trying to go to. You know his friend in Dope. You know who his friend is, right? He's the kid, the bellhop from.
Yeah, that's what I said from
the what was the name of the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Was that a 2015 film or that's a 2014?
That's 2014. Dope is good. Dope is really good. Puffy's kid is in it. I think Puffy was a producer in that movie.
A lot of people. Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Lenny Kravitz's daughter is in the movie and doing her best to look like.
You know what's so funny? Every time you mention that, I always think of The Brick.
That's a good movie too, Brick. Yeah, that's a really good movie. No, but Dope is a good movie. It's a kid trying to get into college, and he's also trying to get out of trouble because he somehow finds his way into holding. I don't know if it's cocaine or heroin. I'm gonna guess heroin, but like bricks of heroin for somebody, and he winds up trying to sell it, and it's a whole big caper. But it's a really good movie. It's done really, really well, and it's not done the usual, Boys in the Hood, regular gangster type shit. He's a smart kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really well done.
Well, because as much as you don't want to advertise it, not everything is going to end up like the Boys in the Hood situation.
Okay.
Not that let me not say that too. Relax. Okay.
So,
I put down Southpaw. I don't care. I don't care. I just say it's Southpaw. I liked it.
It's not the boxing movie I would have picked, but Southpaw is done. It's good. I
like Southpaw. Yeah,
it was done really. I like.
Did you see it?
Yes.
I don't like the quick fall apart. That's what bothers me.
What did you think of it? It's. I mean, look, the way it looks like your typical boxing film, but it looked really, really good, and I really enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
And I thought, Jake Gyllenhaal and everybody else, they did a good job.
The good, what's his name? The actor, the trainer. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I forget he was in that movie.
Yeah. His part, like he made.
What's his name?
Oh, the real
Forrest Whitaker.
Because without him,
it feels like certain parts of the movie were rushed for me. I don't know. I want to like it a lot more than I did. And like his fall apart was just so bad.
It's just unbelievable because he wasn't a stupid guy. But he allowed a whole lot of stupid shit about him.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was because he was new.
No,
he was new on the rise. He had this manager. The kid was from the street, and because you know why? Because I know people in his position, not so much in the boxing world, but had took up. You know what I mean? All right, they didn't come from us, but they had something. They team up with somebody else, and then they get taken advantage of. That is a classic.
Well, that happens in boxing all the time.
But I'm just saying, it just happens in general. But it was just, I don't know. I liked it. He lost everything.
So much, so quick. That was my only problem. I was like, you don't got shit. Like, you don't have.
Well, look. You know what's so funny? Look what happened. You know what's so funny? They think about MC Hammer. That nigga was look. The guy had his boys with him. There was a security, so he was buying them gifts. He was, he was not keeping track of his shit.
Yeah.
And and not for nothing, if you don't keep track of your shit, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's just certain things rubbed me the wrong way.
I liked it.
I didn't
liked
dislike
the emotional.
it. I was just like, it was no Creed.
Creed wasn't horrible.
Which is funny because it's not even on my list, but I like Creed.
I guess I don't know if it was 2015. Mm-hmm. Is a kid movie with the two kids where I think his mother leaves, and then
no, that was last. That was last year. That's the Mr. and Pete.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie. The
inevitable defeat of Mr. and Pete.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good.
That is a really good movie. You guys should watch it. The inevitable the inevitable defeat of Mr. and Pete.
He's the Mr. is in the Get Low, that the Baz Luhrmann movie, the Get Down.
Get Down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was also in Southpaw. Remember, he was the kid that was learning how to box. Yeah, that was him.
That's what I mean.
You call it? Was it Get Down? Get Low?
It's the Get Down.
The Get Down.
I'm wondering if that in the preview there's a guy, the DJ guy. I wonder if that's supposed to be Grandmaster Flash.
It looked well.
It
The
looks
way,
like
yeah,
him,
the
yeah.
way, the way
Yeah,
they have him like dressed.
Like they should make a movie like you know how they made Miami Vice,
Yeah.
but a version of Warriors.
But
like-
Warriors
like
was
a-
Warriors was really like it was kind of like 300. It was a telling of a real story that really happened.
yeah.
Like a Roman soldier that had to try to get his way
no,
back home after the Odyssey,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
had to go like through all
but like
fucking enemy territory.
more realistic, you know, like because you know the movie Miami Vice is.
Well, they're saying that because the Warriors was based on a book,
Yeah.
and they're saying the book is realistic. The book wasn't as outlandish as the movie was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a lot more realistic. But
Because I mean,
so what? So there
everything is
wasn't
being remade.
a gang with roller skates. There wasn't.
No.
I like the Furies. They were my
No, Furies.
favorite.
The Furies and the Lezzies.
The Lizzies, not the Lizzies. They
They
were called the Lizzies. No, I wanted to be down with the Furies. I like the fact that they were on roller skates with bats.
The baseball Furies.
No, but
man.
like it would be a good movie.
No, it would. But they were talking about a
'Cause,
while
like,
for a remake about
the Get
remaking
Down.
it, but
I don't know. It's more like
it's not really about gangs. Just about them kids in the Bronx.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be based around because Baz Luhrmann does that. He takes like ballroom dancing and he'll do a movie about people, but put it around like the world of ballroom dancing, which was really good. That's strictly ballroom, right?
With the kids.
No, the Baz Luhrmann movie where it's about ballroom dancing. Mm-hmm. You know that one? He did one that was about a guy.
Is that
who's
the one
like
in
a-
Australia?
Yeah.
Okay, then I saw it,
One
yeah.
is a flamenco dancer, and the other woman is like, and they have to get together, and yeah. He does really good movies like that.
The Great Gatsby was good.
Yeah,
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
It looked visually. It was
Yeah.
very pretty.
Well, that's Baz Luhrmann, all his stuff.
Yeah.
I love Australia. Australia is one of my fucking favorite movies ever.
Australia?
Oh, because it's very scenic. You
Yeah.
had you literally had the Australian outback,
Outback.
as your
It was
stage.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. The what was his name? What they call him? The Rover, something like that. No, did you ever see that movie, Rover? You still haven't seen that? You gotta see that. It's really good.
Which is Rover?
Yeah. My next one is Trumbo.
Oh,
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, it's
I'm gonna watch it.
really good. It's a true story about I forget. I think his name was Gerard Trumbo. He's the screenwriter who wrote Spartacus.
Yeah.
He wrote The Brave One, and it's about how in the 50s they blacklisted a lot of actors and directors. They believed they were communists. And it's funny because a lot of them were just Democrats
Yeah.
and like liberal Democrats, and that was like a bad thing at the time. It's really funny, that whole mob mentality, how they completely fuck these people over, and it's how Trumbo basically dealt with that whole situation where he became like a ghostwriter, and in his ghostwriting, like they were so good that he wound up winning. Like he won an award for The Brave One. Mm-hmm. It's a really good movie, and Bryan Cranston, who plays Trumbo, is fucking fantastic, and also John Goodman is in it as like a shady producer. Mm-hmm. But he's a producer that I don't know if he's actually a real person or if he's supposed to be. It seems like he's supposed to be like a Roger Corman type. Like his whole lot in life is that he just makes shitty movies. And Trumbo comes to him like he's like, look, I'm gonna write you a screenplay because he's losing his house and he has a family, and he's like, look, all I can pay you is $1,000 per screenplay. And he's like, hey, no problem. I'll have it by tomorrow. He's like, really?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know who I am, right? You know I make like shit movies. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're gonna pay me to make the movies? He's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's a really, really good movie. They come. And it's funny because they have that whole house on America. It's the Committee for American some shit, and they come to him and threaten him, and he pulls out a bat he's like, "You gonna fucking threaten me?" He goes, "You know who I am? I don't care about any of you people. You fucking people." Awesome movie. Really good.
A lot of good artists. And,
a lot of people lost everything
lost.
over that stupid shit.
a lot of people got blacklisted.
Yeah. It's Louis C.K.'s in the movie. He plays another writer that falls in, and they fucking destroy his whole life.
And the messed up thing about it is they got a lot of people to inform on, like to say this guy's a communist.
And the movie, they don't really shy away from showing like who the assholes were, like fucking John Wayne, fucking prick. He was one of them that was like all against the communist people and like turning people in and ratting people out. Fucking, he was Ronald Reagan, dickhead Ronald Reagan. So yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend it. It's sad that it didn't get the attention that it should have, because it was kind of like an in and out movie. It came out and you didn't hear anything about it, but it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Okay.
Let me see. My turn?
Of course.
I have the lady in the car with the glasses and the gun.
Fuck, I still haven't seen that movie.
That's the one you told me to watch.
Yeah. I have it, yeah. I still haven't seen it.
I liked it.
It has that song from the song that the RZA samples. What's it called?
But he uses it.
Yeah. It's Now Comes the after the happiness comes the pain, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, something Wendy Renee.
Yeah.
After
Good song.
laughter comes tears.
Yes, after the laughter comes the tears. Don't play it because I'm not. Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah. So basically, it was a remake of the 1970s film. So it's a French film, and it's funny because they still kept it in that era.
Right.
So it you call it
Oh, it takes place. Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Like, yeah, it put it this way. It's not like they remade it to go now.
Right.
Because given the way it plays out, I don't think it probably wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good movie. It's basically this girl. She's asked to do a favor, drive the couple, to the airport, and then she's supposed to drive the car back. She decides, because she's never seen the ocean or never seen the sea, so she takes a detour. And it just so happens that the detour that she takes, right, happens through this town, and everybody's like, yeah, you were here yesterday. So she's trying to, she thinks she's going crazy. She's not sure what the hell's going on. So it's like kind of one of those movies. Awesome. And I mean, at the end, it tells you clear. I mean, I guess so. At the end, it tells you what happened. But as you're watching it, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good movie. I liked it. And that's
it. Mine's, it's not really a movie. It's Marco Polo.
I saw that. That was good.
So good.
That is good because what I liked about it is that when people say what was his name, not Kublai Khan, is Kublai Khan? Oh, Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Yes.
Mention, you don't really think of him as you think of him as like a barbarian.
That's what history teaches.
Yeah.
They teach you, but nah.
And it kind of portrays him as a really smart and what's the word? I don't know. It's just good.
Yeah,
they weren't as savage as people made them out to be.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Well. Yes and no.
They had their own political system.
Yeah, I'm saying that there wasn't there were brutes in how they carried out stuff, but they were smart people and they had some type of organization. Yeah, organized. Yeah,
they were the United States of that time.
Yeah,
they were very.
And he was very smart in how he had whenever he went and conquered somebody who he would take in as part of his court. Yeah, yeah,
it's smart.
Yeah.
It kind of followed that old Roman thing where you become part of Rome. Basically, we conquer you, and but you have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You become part of us, or we destroy everything.
Yeah.
So, kind of have a choice in that.
I like that. Yeah. I sat there and binge watched it. That's
everything
how good
about
it was.
Like the acting, the storyline, the everything, the set.
The way it looked was fucking awesome. I wish they don't give they're eligible for Emmys and stuff, but they don't really, you don't see them that much.
The second season starts soon, 2016.
Yeah. Well, we went through we hit mine. My 4 is Martian and my 3 is Star Wars, which I loved. So we'll go to my number 2, which is White God. Have you seen that one? White God. It's a Danish movie, and it's about a little girl who has to move from her mother's house to her father's house.
Mm-hmm.
And when she moves to her father's house, she has a dog, and the dog, because the city where they're moving to, they don't allow like half-breed dogs. Like if it's a full-breed dog, they don't allow it. You have to pay like a certain fine and to keep it. And
If it's a
there's
full
rules.
breed dog?
If it's not a full breed.
Oh, if it's not.
And hers isn't. Hers is a mutt. So they take the dog. The father gives the dog. He leaves the dog like in the middle of the street, and the movie basically follows what the dog goes through in its lifetime. Like it gets the pound tries to take it, and it winds up running away to some homeless guy who sells it to a guy who trains it for fights.
Yeah.
And he like fucking tortures the dog and sharpens the teeth and teaches him how to fight other dogs, gives him steroids and shit. And the whole dog goes through so much shit. It's an amazing movie the way he did it, and even the dog itself, like as an actor, the dog is fucking fantastic. Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix now. I'm not sure. I think it was
Is
on
it
Netflix
called
for
White
a while.
God? Oh,
White
okay.
God, yeah,
Jesus Christ, I have like a super list.
yeah. It's really good. It's if you respond to like the animal movies and the cruelty and shit, you will with this movie. It's like a tear.
We make it all cry and shit. We're like,
And it's funny because when everything does finally come to a head, you're like, yes, get them. I remember because I saw it with my son initially, and he was all watery eyed and everything. But then I saw it later on with my mom. And my mom was like, "Yeah, get them." It's a good movie. I recommend it. White God, definitely try it. The last I saw it was on Netflix, so it should be still on Netflix.
oh, that was it. But
That's all you got. All right.
well, is Narcos part of this year? No, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah?
the beginning of the year.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching Narcos.
You're in the
which
middle
is
of it.
I'm on episode 7.
Okay. I think that's where I am.
Yeah,
I'm around
I
there,
mean,
yeah.
I like it so far. You know what's so funny? That even though they picked the Brazilian guy to play Pablo Escobar, he sounds like him, but I don't know. He doesn't look so intimidating to me.
Well, Pablo Escobar
Yeah,
didn't
Pablo,
really-
he
didn't look
wasn't-
intimidating. Yeah.
I don't know.
He wasn't. an
And
imposing-
who else? I mean, I like the story so far. I like
Well,
the
look at
whole.
this guy who they just arrested. What's his name? The
El Chapo.
Chapo. He doesn't look intimidating. He looks like Stuttering John.
Yeah.
Doesn't look intimidating at all. But that guy.
Until you talk to them.
Until he puts you
yeah.
in a tower of rubber tires and fucking burns you alive. That's like, oh.
Yeah. And so I'm up to episodes. I like it so far because it gives you like and it's so funny how like the DEA was trying.
yeah.
You see the corruption like in the government in Colombia. You see the corruption that goes on here, and how it's so funny because the CIA was already dealing with the narcos already, and
That
the
was,
DEA didn't even know about it. So that was funny.
That was all. You saw Kill the Messenger, right?
I don't think so.
With what's the guy's name? Hawkeye. What's his name? He's in Kill the Messenger is basically about a reporter finding out all about the American CIA's part in that whole thing, that whole narco thing, and how they were selling, drugs, and they have Freeway Rick Ross, and how they made money selling drugs in the the neighborhoods here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The American government made a lot of money off of those drug deals.
And it's
lot.
funny because I like how when the guy the becomes president,
Yeah.
The old president of Colombia tells him, he goes, "Oh, so from one president to an ex-president, do you have any advice to give me?" He goes, "Be careful with the Americans."
Yeah.
He tells him, just be careful with the Americans.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Yes. What do you have? You have anything?
Me.
Are you all done?
Legend.
Legend. Oh, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
Did you see it?
You didn't see it?
You haven't seen it yet?
You saw it?
Yeah, I
You did?
saw it. I remember. Well, I don't think I probably slept towards the end,
Okay.
but I saw up until the wedding and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So.
as a movie, but the acting was
Yeah, I like that.
great.
I wasn't like what I was seeing. It was okay, but it wasn't like.
I forget that it's one guy playing two parts. You
Yeah.
do forget.
I gotta give him
I'm
credit
surprised
for that.
he didn't
Yeah.
get any kind of no nominations or nothing for that. I'm
He
surprised.
probably pissed somebody off.
It's Tom Hardy. I don't think Tom Hardy gives a shit. He doesn't give a fuck.
But that
Like a honey badger.
that was good.
It's funny because they say he's in The Revenant,
Yeah.
and they said he was fucking pissed because it went over shooting schedule,
Oh.
and they pulled
Like a
him.
year, right?
Yeah, and he got pulled off of the suicide. He was supposed to be in the Suicide Squad. He was like, you know how much fucking money I'm losing for this fucking.
Oh.
And the thing was, they were shooting in Canada initially, and the weather it wasn't cold enough, so they moved the whole crew and everything to. I think
Antarctica.
no. They moved into. I think it was. It was
It was in Colorado somewhere? One
no,
of
they
those-
moved like a Latin American country, but one of those countries that's really high in altitude.
Chile?
No, Chile.
What?
No, it was.
There's no
fuck.
mountains in Chile? I
I
forget.
don't know. No, yeah, remember the airplane that crashed and they ate each other. But they moved it to some. I forget where it was, but they moved them. Argentina. They
Okay.
moved it to Argentina because it was like crazy cold in Argentina at the time, and like everybody was pissed, like the cameraman and everybody, and apparently Tom Hardy was pissed because he lost all that money from doing it.
I would be mad too.
My last one is Hateful Eight. Great, it's great. Movie.
I still need to finish the rest of that movie.
It's a great Tarantino movie. I mean, yes, it's long, but the time doesn't really
Yeah, it
wear
doesn't
on you.
matter.
You don't realize how long it is. When it's done, you're like, fuck, I want more. I want a lot more. You know what's funny? They chose to shoot the movie in 70 millimeters, so I mean, it's a wide picture. But the thing is, they're all inside shots, like pretty much. So he didn't really need 70 millimeter, but it really does something to the room. Like you see everything that everybody can see in the room. It's really fucking good. I love Sam Jackson in that movie. Is fucking fantastic.
And
Everyone in that movie is great.
when they do like the it's not a memory, but it's like what happens before, like it makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, but you know, like that's done a lot in movies, but the way he does it,
Yeah,
is
his
good.
flash shots are awesome. Yeah. No, I recommend that movie a lot. The Hateful Eight is fucking fantastic, and I know it got snubbed at the Oscars and everything too. That's not like fuck the Oscars. Man. I'm tired of the fucking Oscars. It's shitty picks. So Hateful Eight.
So Reverend was filmed around in the Canadian Rockies, also in Montana and in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the director was like, no green screen. So
Yeah, and you can tell. You can see the difference though. It's fucking amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I hate now that I see in movies, like now with the blood when they shoot somebody, I can tell it's CG. That shit is so fucking annoying
But
to me.
it's cheap. That's why they do it.
Now I understand, but still, I could see the cheapness. I can tell.
Ah, fuck it. All right. I was gonna do honorable mentions, but I can't remember any right now. This year there was a lot of you know what's funny? There's a lot of really good like smaller movies. Like remember Voices with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, that was really
Where
good.
he plays a schizophrenic. It really,
Off his meds.
Yeah, it does really well to show you the difference between how
A
person
schizophrenic
would
see, yeah,
the world while on medication and
while
while
off meds, yeah.
It's a really good movie and just so much stuff. And even the Netflix series are fucking fantastic. The Daredevil was great. Jessica Jones was fucking fantastic.
I still have not seen this.
Oh no, the how to make a murderer, really good.
Yeah, my coworker told me about that shit too. You said you was watching
Gotta
it.
see
too.
that movie, so good. Yeah, all that stuff. If you have the time to do it, I say, but definitely make sure you watch those. They're great. We're gonna sign off for now because it looks like we're gonna be running out of camera time real soon. With anything else? Anyone? No.
No, I have a list here of shit to like.
To watch.
Yeah, to add to my other list of stuff
Homework,
to watch.
stuff to work on. All right. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you.